Hello, Giovanni. My name is Sean Everett. I am the website analysis expert over at Zucore Marketing. Thank you so much for talking with Eric. He sent your website over to me for analysis. So let me just get right into it. First off, you have a big, beautiful website that you have clearly paid a lot of money for. It delineates your residential and commercial. It is a really wonderful website. But that part of it doesn't interest me so much because a beautiful website is kind of like having a new car. You drive up and you say, hey, you want to go for a ride? And your friend goes, yeah, and they hop in. And that's kind of what happens here. People will get here and they'll go, yeah, I want to hop in. I have all of these interactive things that I can do. And it's a beautiful website. It truly is. But I'm sort of the mechanic because what's in your website is more interesting to me because what's in your website is what will prevent your website from remaining what it is, which is underperforming. You spent all of this money on your website, and I'm going to tell you this right off the bat. Last month, 3 people clicked on it as the result of a Google search. So let's get right to the point. The first thing I do after I look at my paid tool that tells me how your site is performing is I do a Google search for Columbus, Ohio roofer. Now, you and I both know that Google is the gorilla in the search world. And so whatever they want, they get more or less. But what they want is something different than what you and I want. I want a company that is going to have a good work ethic and good materials. And what Google wants is a company that has a good website. Now, the website that they're looking at is done by this Google algorithm, and the algorithm, when it looks at a site, it has a couple of things in mind, if you will. It is looking for very specific things. Now, I'm going to tell you what those things are as we move along. So here we go. The first thing in a website, in a Google search, is the sponsored ones. Those are essentially the folks who paid to be up near the top. Not a bad idea, but a lot of people do look at that a little suspect because they don't know how Google works and they think, why would you pay to be on a site of the best? So, and that's not the way Google works at all. Underneath that is what we call the map pack. And here they are. They have done something that of the folks underneath here have not done or not done well enough. And that is fill out a Google business profile. Now, a Google business profile is sort of like a Facebook profile, except it asks about your business. It asks what year you started your business. It asks what your opening and closing hours are every day. It asks, for your website, and there's a bunch of ticks boxes, and you have to also prove that the site is your own, that sort of thing. It makes sense. But you could do this yourself. You could go and fill it out yourself, but the goal is to get here because you want to be as close to the top as a Google search as you can. Watch this. I'm going to scroll down fast. Boom. Now that bump stopped here at the related searches. It doesn't go much beyond that. This is the bottom of page 1. Now anything that is below page 1 is not likely to get clicked on, and you are not on page 1. Now, what is on page 1, this out down here, these are what we call the organic search results. And the first one that I find in your area is Newman Roofing. Now I'm going to show you their website. And it's nice. Again, I'm not interested in the aesthetics of it. But for the purposes of this analysis, I'm going to refer to them as your Google competitor. I'm going to do something right off the bat. Here we go. I'm going to take your site, copy, and paste it into this word counter. Boom, you have 692 in the word count. That's pretty good. Let me do the same for them. Copy and paste into this other word counter. Let's see what the difference is. 694. Is that you guys again? No, that's Newman. I don't know why this is weird that you guys are so close. Majestic and Newman both have 690 something. That is weird, but also awesome because that means you're not very far behind. However, Google wants 1,500 words on your homepage in order to consider you a business that is worthy of being in their search results. So what you need to do is get your word count up, but they cannot be just any words. You need words that matter, and that it means you need keywords. Keywords are the words that you use in your industry that I never use. For instance, the word gutters. I haven't used that since I had my gutters replaced, and that was years ago. Soffit or gable. I never use those words because I had a mid-century modern, so I don't have those things. But you guys use those words all the time. Those are the keywords that are expected in your website. Now, Google knows what words should be on your website because when I do this search, it takes all of the websites that show up on the bottom and it strips out all the words, counts them up, and sees which one appears first most and second most and so on. And those become the keywords that Google absolutely expects you to have on your website. Now, here is your, oh, come on. Isn't that funny how computers never do what you want them to? Keywords. You have 2 keywords in your website, and that is insufficient. I can tell you that right away. Here is what Newman has. 1,500. Now, you don't necessarily have to get that many in order to get your stats up, but it would be good to beat him in the, I'm assuming Newman is a him, get up near the top here. And there's a couple that you could beat probably quite easily. Bone Dry Roofing, who knows what theirs are. Being on Angie's list would be a really wonderful thing for you because that would get you into this part of the listings anyway. But here we go. I'm going to show you what their keywords are. They have Compañía de Roofing. That means they're going for the Spanish market, the Spanish-speaking market. Roofing companies, Columbus, Ohio. Roofing contractors, standing seam metal roof. Dublin roof, roofer in Dublin. Here's the thing. If you don't have it on your website, you're not going to show up. It's just like this. If I were your website designer and I went and put in the phrase gorillas like bananas, and then some guy in Alaska types gorillas like bananas, he's going to wonder why a roofing company in Columbus is coming up on a search. It's because it was on your website. The inverse is true. If it is not on your website, you are not going to show up. Ice dam leak. All of these are Google searches that people have done. And so you need to address those on your website or you're not going to come up for what people are actually Googling for. Now, the next thing I'm going to show you are your backlinks. You have 7 backlinks. That's where you appear on a different site. There is a link back to your site. For instance, Yelp. That's one that you might be on. I don't know. I'm going to show you what Newman has. You have 7. They have 1,100. Now, I can tell you that a bunch of those are garbage backlinks because they should only have about 500 based upon the referring domains. Maybe. More likely it should be 300. But I'm going to show you what their referring domains are. MapQuest is a good one. There's Angie's List. Like I mentioned, Redfin. They do stuff with the real estate people. Yellow Pages, Yahoo, Super Pages, This Old House, so on and so on. You want the highly rated sites. These sites have a high rating. This is the domain rating. It shows the strength of a domain backlink profile compared with the others in their database on a 100-point scale. Now, for instance, a high domain rating means that a lot of folks refer to MapQuest for information. MapQuest appears on a lot of other sites that say, if you want to know where you're going, click this link. So they have a lot of links to them, which gives them a high domain rating. You want the ones that are in 70 and above. Even the 70s are kind of suspect to me. You want to get in the 80s or above, in my opinion. Now, I've told you 3 things that you need to do in order to get your site listed higher up in the Google searches. But here's where the rubber meets the road. Your 3 clicks last month valued at about $14, and Newman had 3,700 clicks last month, and the value to those was about $42,000. Now, you don't necessarily need to beat them, but you need to get higher up in the results because this is the proof in the pudding. They're at number 1 and they are getting all of the clicks, or second most clicks, third most clicks, and so on. You want to be up near the top of, the related searches, or at least as high as you can be. Now, getting there is something that you could do yourself. All I've suggested that you do is go and get yourself listed in the Google business profile, get better keywords, and also get better backlinks. But those are things that actually would be better off being done by somebody with expertise and experience, because you want those things to actually matter. And Google really prizes thoroughness and exactness. So if you don't have those skills, this is where I think you might be able to give Eric a call and let him come in and show you the next steps, because I am pretty certain that you would rather be spending your time roofing than digging around in the belly of your website. So listen, I hope I have given you some good advice. I know I have. I just hope that you're able to take it. And thank you so much for watching. You have a great rest of your day.